The press briefing from Nyandarua by the Nyandarua County Assembly leadership is what Mount Kenya needs to listen to. And in this year 2023, I think that is the best speech that I've ever had from leaders from Mount Kenya. Because I told you guys that the moment the mountain will replace politics replace development with politics, that is where they lose the line. Without much ado, kindly take a minute or so and listen to what this MCS from Nyandarua spoke about.
Our attention has been drawn to the two declarations made in Nyahururu and Murang'a. In particular, I wish to point out the declaration made yesterday on 18th September 2024 in Murang'a. As the majority leader of the Nyandarua County Assembly, I have received many calls across the county of Nyandarua and beyond on the happenings and the purpose of the meeting held in Murang'a, purportedly by all Mount Kenya MCAs. On behalf of all MCAs in Nyandarua County, we wish to point out as follows. 1. That the members of County Assembly of Nyandarua, we were not invited to the said meeting and we were not aware of any such meeting happening yesterday, and as such did not attend nor participate in the said meeting. That too, that even if we as the representatives of the people of Nyandarua were invited, we would have fronted a different agenda for the region, since the great people of Nyandarua, whom we represent, have been categorical that they are only interested in economic development and social peace of the region. 3. That the people of Nyandarua elected leaders in the government on the platform of the unity of the leadership in the region and based on the great promises made in regards to the development agenda. 4. That the current government promised to improve and develop the potatoes, milk, pyrethrum, coffee, among others, to uplift the people of the region from the shackles of poverty. And 5. That in the many visits made in Nyandarua by His Excellency, the President, Honorable William Samoei Ruto, and His Excellency, the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, the people of Nyandarua put forward their development requests, which were promised by the President, as follows. A. The development of mega dams and water projects to serve all the people of Nyandarua and beyond, such as 1. Pesi Dam in Daragwa, Malewa Dam in Kipipiri, Keja Dam in North Kinangop, St. Luke's Water Project in South Kinangop. B. The development of various roads such as Donyujeru Ihithe Road, that was a promise, Maironya Shauli, Dogino Sarama Road, Sibara Shamata Kariamu Road, Mairokumi Daragwa Oruko Road, Captain Wajohi Geta Murungaro Road, Boyman Pasenga Siranga Gashwe Road, Tumaini Kanyerere Gilgil Road, Haraka Karangadha Kinamba Road, Tumaini Kabazi, among other roads. C. There was also a promise of development of processing and value addition industries that include 1. Distribution and installation of 38 milk coolers across the county, installation of equipment at the potato cold storage at Orkarau, development of county aggregated industrial park, KIPE at Jabini, distribution of electricity to all homesteads across the county, the Nyandarua University, and referral hospitals. There was also a promise, ladies and gentlemen, the people of Nyandarua voted for their leaders, government, based on these particular promises made to them. These people are patient people. These people are loyal people. These people are waiting for the fulfillment and materialization of the promises made to them. One may ask, of all the promised development items, have they fulfilled and implemented? Our answer is as mere less than 10%. So it begs the big question, what as a region should we be focusing on at the moment? The remaining 90%, or is it the remaining 90%, or who is bigger than the other? This is the biggest question. The people of Nyandarua elected the president in the same ticket as the deputy president and had clarity as to whom they were giving power at the national level and whom their leader was at the regional level. In this case, the leadership of the Mount Kenya region is by grace of the Lord and the supreme vote of the people held by Deputy President in the name of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. That as the local leaders within Nyandarua, we distance ourselves from the meeting held in Nyahururu, where members of the parliament, led by one Faith Gitau, lied to the public that the county had endorsed one Kidiki Githule, and that the correct position is that Nyandarua leadership, together with all the residents, are firmly behind their single leader, Deputy President, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. That we, as the representatives of the people at the grassroots, have risen to the ground, and we urge the MPs, especially the women-led Faith Gitau, to desist from giving false representation of the people's view and encourage them to come out of their luxurious hotels in Nairobi and be contented with their salaries so as not to sell the region for a plate of rice.
It's been a consistent view of the board. You will agree with me that I said in my previous video on this Rigathi issue that the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua needed to find a way the mountain can be asking William Ruto the right questions. 2 years after election, what the president is packaging and giving the mountain as the new spokesperson is not what the mountain needs. And I agree with those MCS. The mountain and this country, there is no procurement process for a new kingpin or a spokesperson for a region. The thing that the Kenyan public are asking is nothing short of development. And that is why that speech by Nyandarua County Assembly to me is a bombshell. The moment the country will take that direction, that when you come to Nyanza, when Ruto comes to Nyanza, and then he says, someone says, if Raila goes to AU, then the Nyanza region will have to vote for him. Or someone goes to another region and says, because now you have a minister, you need to vote for him. The moment we will start talking like what Nyandarua MCS are saying, that is when things are going to change. I repeat, you cannot sacrifice development in the altar of politics. It is inhuman, it is unethical. In fact, it is illogical. It is not logical. That press briefing by Nyandarua County Assembly was reacting to a cohort of MCS from Mount Kenya who converged in Murang'a. And after meeting in Murang'a, they joined the current rallying call to rally behind Kithure Kindiki. Remember, there was a meeting in Nyahururu and there was another one in Embu. And both meetings were supposed to consolidate MPs around the deputy president, and so it started the MPs around, then it was supposed now to be, it started with the MPs, then it went to the MCS. And that is, there was what was reported is that MCS from 12 counties converged in Murang'a. I tried to ask, and I'm told that number did not reach even 70. That's what I've confirmed. That the number of people who are there, the number of MCS who attended that event did not even reach 50. So you can tally and look around and see how many MCS are in Mount Kenya, and then ask yourself whether it is that viable. Now this one is leadership of Nyandarua County Assembly. So they have been lobbying that after MPs, they're done with the MPs, they are tempted to, there is another one for senators and then the governors. Now the chairman of governors of Serek is the regional bloc for Mount Kenya, is Mutahi Kahiga. So you can predict that the probability of bringing governors issuing a press briefing and saying we support Kindiki instead of Rigathi, that is absolutely not there. The probability of governors endorsing Kindiki is close to zero. And then there is that for senators. The chairman for senators is actually Wamatinga from Nyeri. But because he's also feeling the pressure, he cannot be able to consolidate John Yutu from Murang'a, the one from Embu, from Meru, who is also in the speaker's leadership, and from Nyandarua and even Laikipia. It is not potentially liable. But the speech by those Mount Kenya, by those Nyandarua MCS, is one that really have to shake Statehouse, because what I think we had agreed that the engine behind Rigathi Woos is Statehouse, is Ruto, no one else. It is President Ruto. The level of mobilization that has been going on cannot happen without the blessings of the highest office in the land. So one thing you need to ask is, who mobilized? How was it easy for the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to mobilize those MCS to come and stand in solidarity with him? I want to ask a question. Do you think it took the DP himself just alone to mobilize and convince that population, to convince the Nyandarua leaders that they need to call a press briefing so that they can support him? Do you think? From what I'm seeing, there's some 3/4 that are behind the current, the speech or rather the statement from Nyandarua. One is the Mount Kenya clergy. The Mount Kenya clergy is also another unhappy lot, because there was some MOU that was signed. They're going to be given some jobs within government and some tax exemptions, but that was not offered. There was that proposal somewhere, but it was not offered on table. It was not available. Then the second lot that I'm also feeling are behind the statement by the MCS is Uhuru Kenyatta access. Nyandarua is the home to the Secretary General of Jubilee Party, Jeremiah Kioni. And I'm told Nyandarua is a bit balanced in terms of UDA and now the other parties, including the Jubilee Party. And even if you look at the context between the current governor and the Jubilee candidate, it was very tight. It has a very strong ties, whatever is going on. So Uhuru Kenyatta is also another force that could be behind lobbying the region and the angle, the direction that region is taking. In fact, Nyandarua MCS are giving this country the direction. I want to say this, and allow me to repeat. The direction the Nyandarua MCS are saying, they're saying we disassociate with the issue of endorsing Kindiki instead of Rigathi, but we ask the president about what was promised. You know, the moment the president have tried to visit every part of this country, and wherever he goes, there is always a new pledge. So if all these regions can come up with the list and start asking President Ruto these questions of what you promised, Ruto will stop going to rallies and will go back to Statehouse. Political mobility will go down and will confine himself to the events in the posh hotels, meeting multinationals and NGOs and other organizations, and meeting the World Bank and the IMFs in the bank, in the Statehouse. So that's also another thing I'm seeing. And the other axis I'm seeing in that is Mount Kenya political brokers or Mount Kenya billionaires, Mount Kenya Foundation. I'm seeing their input there. I'm not rubbing them off because also part of that mobilization also need finances. You know, in this world, if someone says that the president, that those MCAs and those MPs were paid some money to issue those press briefings, for you also to get another team to support you, you must also oil. Make their pockets fat, probably. Now, the more the president believes that Rigathi Gachagua is doing something good for him, the more he's losing the vote. I've always been, not Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah. In fact, I said, Kimani Ichung'wah is a fist of hate. I remember, by the way, Mimi, my cross line, the reason why, what I've never forgiven him is that incident ya kwenda kuchoma shamba ya Uhuru. You know, that was the lowest point. In politics, you know, even Uhuru Kenyatta had a fallout with his deputy, but he never stooped that low. I found that a bit petty, childish, and stooping low. So today, Kahawa Sukari MCA, this is, MCA is blaming Rigathi, is blaming Ichung'wah on something. Now, this is the man you are told is coming to change everything. This is the man telling you that we want the unity. They want the unity is too tribal that cannot withstand a Luo as an MCA in Kahawa Sukari. Goes to Kisumu and talks about unity. So you see, sometimes, if, as much as we hit Rigathi, but Rigathi says the truth. Some of these people are just masquerading, you know, lying there, but not really getting anything. Why am I saying that the Nyandarua speech is a bombshell and is the direction of the country? It is the game changer on this political shenanigans that is going on. Remember, let me tell you, all these issues you are listening to, all these other things being said, they are thriving on the fact that no one is really taking Ruto head on. Why I'm saying it's a game changer is because no development can be attached to Kindiki. There is no way you can come back, the president can now come back and say, because I have Kindiki, now those things you are asking will happen. Because Kindiki doesn't work in treasury. Kindiki doesn't hold any money. It doesn't hold any money. So there is no way you can say, because I've been having Rigathi Gachagua as the deputy president. The other day I was asking, now the country needs to be told how having a Kindiki will help money get to counties. Drugs in our hospital. Our lecturers not to go on strike. And education funding model to work. And all people registered from NHF to SHA to be able to get no health, disruption of financing their health. So those are the things. The thing here is Ruto the region, that direction is the country is gagging President Ruto from victimizing Rigathi. I know Rigathi has been, he got himself so overexcited with power and then just speaking carelessly. But the president never gagged him at that point. So now after fallout, the president went and picked those files and now they've been using those files now to victimize him. The country is avoiding falling into that trap or not feeling like Rigathi is the problem. No. The country is saying, this is it, but the problem is those roads. The problem is those things you promised us. So the country is gagging Ruto from victimizing Rigathi. The other thing is the development question has traction. It's a game changer because when you ask about development, Kenyans listen to you. Because that's what people want to hear. Remember, Ruto brags that they campaign on broad-based, on issue-based campaign. So the development question gets traction. People want to hear about it. And it also points to the priority of the country. The priority of the country is development, not some of these things that are packaged and being sold to viewers. Thank you, guys.